Hello and welcome to Talk Time on Lugard TV. I'm Dominion Adeyanju. Joining us today in the studio is the Commissioner for Water Resources, Engineer Farouk Yahaya.
To strengthen this,
Yeah.
a new department was created within that 1 year. 2 new departments were created. The Ministry of Water Resources is not just about domestic water, it's just one leg of it.
Okay.
The ministry is to explore, harness, and utilize and manage all water resources, all sources of water in the state, both surface and underground. For one, domestic consumption, that is for both drinking and culinary, then for agricultural purposes, and the third being recreational purposes. So this holistically we take it. So 2 departments have to come up to strengthen this. The first department, because of reticulation and the reservoir we talk about, we have Department of Dams and Reservoir Operation. It's a new department we created to take care of this. Then the second department is Department of Regulation and Compliance. The Department of Regulation and Compliance have to come up because of the overall sectoral reform the ministry is undergoing. Sectoral reform, we are talking about the water sector completely. The water governance structure of the state is undergoing serious revolution and reform. So in so doing, the legal and regulatory framework has to be set and put in place, which we are currently doing. So these 2 departments have now come up to further strengthen and put us on the right track and on the map of the best managed and governed water family in the country.
Yeah. In just 1 year, you've achieved a whole lot, I must commend. We would expect that the ministry should do more. So what more should we expect from the ministry and the government?
From the Ministry of Water Resources, just as I've said in our 3 core mandate areas, in the area of food security, food cannot be secured without water.
Yeah, true.
And this has to be continuous provision of water to the people. We've been able to key into the forthcoming of the World Bank supported SPIN program, that is Sustainable Power and Irrigation in Nigeria project, is seeking to revitalize and improve existing dams in the state.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
To increase the cultivation of arable lands around such dams. And there are baseline criteria requirements in which one dam has fulfilled, which is the Omikampe Dam.
Okay.
So the Omikampe Dam was designed to irrigate about 3,000 hectares of land with about 18 kilometers of primary and secondary canals, with only 1.5 kilometer lined with concrete. So if you understand what we mean, the canals have been constructed, but the concrete lining that will make it efficient is only 1.5 that has been done.
Okay.
So, and the program is looking at cultivating minimum of 500,000 hectares of arable land. And Omikampe has more than 3,000, and less than 1,000 for now is being cultivated. So we went there, it has passed all the tests, it has all the requirements, and by the special grace of God, before the end of this first quarter, that program will take off. That is it's not only Omikampe. The governor intended that this thing has to cut across the 3 senatorial districts, because Kogi State is blessed with arable lands, hardworking farmers, and a ready government to support them with inputs, which they have started in that. So we evaluated other dams. Osara Dam will have come in, but we have some little challenges.
Okay.
The challenge was just because of time given. If not, they are not unsurmountable. That dam belongs to the Federal Minister of Steel Development. The dam was primarily constructed to serve Ajokuta and Itakbe, especially Itakbe iron ore. They use a lot of water in iron ore. To seek permission, which His Excellency, our leader, pursued and we obtained approval for daily access of about 6.1 or 2 million liters of water per day, shared between irrigation and domestic consumption. I think the idea at that time was to use that 3 million liters daily to meet 3 million gallons.
Okay.
If you multiply out, you have about 12 point something liters, 12 point something million liters per day. They intended to build a regional water supply scheme for the Central Senatorial District, which will serve these three contiguous local governments, Adavi, Okehi, and Okeni.
Okay.
So that has not been done, but the approval is there. We have the records. Then the other one is for agriculture, that is irrigation. We intend to bring it in. But for us to undergo the process that time, the time given by Federal Ministry of Water Resources was short. From the east, we have an abandoned dam at Oganeaji in Engr, which was constructed by Federal Ministry of Agric. It was abandoned, and I think the arable land around that one asset, when we went there, we are looking at, it was less than 500. We need 500, and it can be expanded. But we had some challenges of getting the required documents from the owners of the dam.
Okay.
Dams are being owned and operated generally and mostly by the basin authorities,
Okay.
which are parastatals under Federal Ministry of Water Resources. But in the case of Ajetachi, it was constructed by Ministry of Agric. So I'm sorry to say this, all efforts to get those baseline data requirements of the dams, we were not getting the right cooperation. We have another one at Oforachi and some other few ones, Oguma, in the east, that we want to bring in. But the good news is that it's a 6 years World Bank project, and there is a window for bringing in more dams. Even Ekuku Dam is qualified, but that Ekuku is being operated by Lower Benue River Basin Development Authority. Then those of us in Central and the West is Lower Niger River Basin Development Authority. So what Kogais will expect by the special grace of God going forward is that, having set out the legal and operational framework for the water sector, with all the budget line being provided, and our preparedness in the ministry to serve His Excellency and to serve in realization of his, our shared vision of Kogi with him, domestic water supply, by the special grace of God, will be a thing of the past. The other parastatal or agency of the ministry, which is the Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RUWASA, which is responsible for small towns, rural and small town water supply scheme. The activities of the RUWASA, they tend to exploit mostly the underground water. And the hygiene aspect of the ministry, component of the ministries, is being carried out by that agency. That agency too is being strengthened, especially through the law that is under review, and budget line has been provided to provide them with new equipment. The two agencies each has their own mandate. The Water Board is in charge of urban water supply, while RUWASA is in charge of rural and small towns. So the two now, while ministry is busy with Water Board, with the bigger water schemes, this RUWASA is busy entering the nooks and crannies of the state to, give them water. So by the special grace of God, with this commitment we are having, Kogais will expect improved, and by the special grace of God, evenly distributed access to affordable water. I mean affordable because with time, definitely we have to say it, that people will be required to contribute some tokens into the running of the facilities. They will contribute to Water Board. And also, For our farmers, we are with you.
Okay.
With the few things we have told you, we, along with our sister ministries of agriculture and environment, we are on top of our games to make sure that we support you. And in that regard, outside the new water sector law,
Yeah.
we have the Irrigation Water Users Association bill, which is still in process up till now.
Okay.
That bill is to bring in the state government's power to assist our irrigation farmers and also to regulate farmers and our water for irrigation purposes. Why will I make this clarification? Where you have the dams being operated by the river basins that are parastatals of Federal Ministry of Water Resources, our own people are the farmers on ground that are using this facility.
Okay.
How can the state come in to regulate access and use of that water,
Yeah.
which is in our own land? Two, how do we assist our own people that are using those things? Because a lot of things will come in that the state need to come, but because those facilities does not belong to us, where do they go to? But with this law, you have to, after you legitimately belong to that society, that association, Irrigating Water Users Association. We have most of the incentives that will come to them has to come through that association. And that law to seek to give powers to the Ministries of Agriculture and Water Resources and Environment into the safe use, access and use of our waters. I will give you an example.
Okay, sir.
Where you have a dam, for example, in Omikampe Dam, the lake side, that is upstream side of the dam, where you have the lake, which, with what I saw that time, is ripe, interestingly ripe, very good for a resort can be established there. You have fish farmers on the other end. With this law, they will be able to know who are the farmers there.
Yeah.
Methods of fishing, use of unauthorized methods, and especially use of chemicals,
Yes.
which is dangerous and harmful to the fauna and the aquatic life. So with that, whoever uses any poisonous item, a poisonous chemical to kill fish at the other side, which will kill other aquatic life and also affect the irrigation users of the water in the downstream,
Yeah.
we can easily get them. And now, when we go to, especially in the course of construction now at Omikampe, it is only through this water users association, those deserving farmers, those farmers that will be deserving compensation, we will soon have a law, let me put it that way,
Okay.
that will seek to protect the irrigation farmers of the states and also give us power in the state. 3 ministries specifically: the Ministry of Water Resources, Agric, and Environment, to regulate how these things are being used. Okay. So Kogites will expect a better deal by the grace of God this year from the Ministry of Water Resources. Their resilience and patience will not be taken for granted. Right. They have been patient with us, and by the special grace of God, we'll continue to serve them.
All right. Yeah. As much as we'd love to keep you here, we'd have to end it now. Thank you very much for coming. Yes, and that's it on Talk Time on Lugard TV. Until next time, I'm Dominion Adeyemi. Thank you for staying with us.